I've ever read most seniors take their reflux pill without a second thought. Let me write this script following all your rules. One male educator monologue, strong hook, countdown structure, exactly two low-key CTAs, factual medication talk, and the never stop on your own framing throughout. If you've been taking a little purplish pill for heartburn every single morning, for months, maybe for years, there's a headline you may have seen that probably scared you, and I want to walk you through what it actually means before you do anything you might regret. Because the truth about heartburn pills and your memory is more complicated and more useful than any frightening headline can capture, and the part most seniors get wrong comes near the end. So stay with me. I'm not a doctor and I'll never pretend to be one. I'm a health educator. I read the studies, I read the fine print, and I sit down and explain it to you in plain English, the way a friend would over coffee, a friend who happens to spend his days buried in research papers so you don't have to. And today we're talking about a class of medicines called proton pump inhibitors. That's a mouthful, so most folks just call them PPIs. You probably know them by their everyday names: omeprazole, which you might know as Prilosec, esomeprazole or Nexium, pantoprazole, lansoprazole, and a few others. They're some of the most commonly used medicines in America, especially among people over 60. Here's how I want to do this. I'm going to give you 5 things you genuinely need to understand about these pills and the dementia question, counting them down one at a time. Number 1, what these pills actually do inside your body. Number 2, the 2 nutrient problems that quietly build up with long-term use. Number 3, the dementia headline itself, what the research really found and what it did not. Number 4, the gentler approaches to reflux that many seniors never get told about. And number 5, the single most important thing, the one mistake that could hurt you more than the pill ever would. That last one is the part I really need you to hear, so don't drift off before we get there. Let's start with number 1, what these pills actually do. Your stomach makes acid. It's supposed to. That acid helps you break down food, and it helps you absorb certain nutrients, and it acts as a kind of security guard, killing off bacteria you swallow with your meals. Now, a PPI works by going to the little pumps in your stomach lining that produce that acid, and it shuts a lot of them down. Very effective. If you've got bad reflux, a stomach ulcer, or a condition called GERD, where acid keeps splashing up into your throat, these pills can be a real blessing. They can heal damage. For some people, they prevent serious bleeding. I am not here to demonize them. They were designed for powerful short-term relief and for specific medical conditions, often a course of a few weeks to a couple of months. But here's where it gets interesting for us older folks. Many people started taking them years ago, never stopped, and nobody ever revisited the decision. The original heartburn faded, but the prescription just kept getting refilled, year after year. And that long, open-ended, everyday use, that's the situation the research is really asking questions about. Not the person who takes one for 2 weeks. The person who's been on it for 5, 10, 15 years without a single conversation about whether they still need it. Which brings me to number 2, the 2 nutrient problems. Remember I said stomach acid helps you absorb certain nutrients. Well, when you turn the acid down for a long time, research suggests 2 things in particular can start to run low. The first is vitamin B12. Your body needs acid to pull B12 out of the food you eat, and studies have found that long-term PPI use is linked to lower B12 levels in some people. Why does that matter? Because low B12 in seniors can show up as fatigue, as tingling or numbness in the hands and feet, as balance trouble, and pay attention here, as confusion and memory problems that can actually look an awful lot like dementia, but aren't. That's a crucial point we'll come back to. The second nutrient is magnesium. Long-term use has been linked to low magnesium in some people, and low magnesium can cause muscle cramps, an irregular heartbeat, and weakness. The FDA has actually noted this one. Now, I want to be careful and fair here. Not everyone on these pills ends up low on B12 or magnesium. Many people are perfectly fine. But many seniors report feeling foggy or run down and never connect it to a pill they've taken so long they forgot they were taking it. This is the kind of thing worth asking your doctor or pharmacist about. A simple blood test can check your levels. It's a reasonable question, not an alarm bell. Now, number 3, the headline you came here for, the dementia connection. A few years back, some large studies, particularly out of Germany, made the news because they found that older adults who used PPIs regularly appeared to have a higher rate of being diagnosed with dementia compared to those who didn't. And the headlines did what headlines do. They shouted, "Heartburn pill causes dementia." So let me put on my reading glasses and tell you what's actually going on, because this is where being careful really matters. First, those studies show an association, a link, not proof that one causes the other. And that distinction isn't a technicality, it's everything. When researchers look back at large groups of people, they can see two things happening together without knowing whether one caused the other. Here's a simple way to think about it. People who take these pills long term may, on average, be a little less healthy to begin with, may be on more medications, may have other conditions that themselves raise dementia risk. The pill might be riding along with the risk rather than creating it. Researchers try to account for that, but it's genuinely hard to untangle. And here's the honest part. Most headlines leave out. The research is mixed. Some studies found a link. Other large, careful studies, including ones that followed people closely over years, found no convincing connection between these pills and dementia at all. When the evidence points in different directions like that, the responsible thing to say is not, "This causes dementia," and not, "This is totally proven safe." The honest thing to say is, "We don't have a clear answer yet. There may be a signal worth taking seriously," and that's exactly why long-term use deserves a conversation rather than a blind yearly refill. But remember what I told you in number 2, low B12 from long-term use can cause confusion that mimics dementia. So part of what some of these studies may be picking up could be reversible nutrient issues being mistaken for the real thing. That's not me promising anything. That's me showing you why linked to and causes are worlds apart, and why you should never let a scary headline push you into a panic decision. Let me pause right here because this is the natural halfway point, and I've got a small favor. The friendly kind. I've put together a simple, plain language checklist of the exact questions to bring to your doctor or pharmacist about long-term reflux medicine, including how to ask about your B12 and magnesium. It's free, no strings, just a tool to make that conversation easier. It's down in the description below if you'd like it. That's it, back to the script. Number 4, the gentler approaches that many seniors are never told about. Because here's the thing, if reflux is the problem, the pill is not the only tool in the box. Research and long clinical experience point to several approaches that may ease reflux, and they're worth discussing with your doctor as part of the bigger picture. Things like not lying down for about 3 hours after you eat, since gravity is on your side when you're upright, raising the head of your bed a few inches, so you're sleeping on a gentle slope rather than flat on your back, eating smaller meals instead of large ones that overload the stomach. Many people find certain triggers make it worse. For some, that's late night eating. For others, it's specific foods, alcohol, or carrying extra weight around the middle, which puts pressure on the stomach. Even something as simple as the timing of your meals can matter. There are also other types of medicine for acid that work differently from PPIs. Your doctor or pharmacist can tell you whether something like that fits your situation. The point isn't that any one of these is a magic fix. The point is that "I'll just take this pill forever" is not the only path, and a good doctor will often be glad to talk through whether a lower dose, a different medicine, an only when I need it approach, or lifestyle changes could work for you. Sometimes people on long-term PPIs can be carefully stepped down under medical supervision, and I emphasize those words, under medical supervision, because of something I'm about to explain. And that brings us to number 5, the most important thing of the entire video, the part I begged you to stay for. Whatever you do with everything you've heard today, please do not stop these pills on your own. Do not quit cold turkey because a video or a headline scared you. Here's why that matters so much. When you've been suppressing stomach acid for a long time and you suddenly stop, your stomach can come roaring back with even more acid than before. That's called rebound acid hypersecretion. Your heartburn can come back worse than it ever was, and people often panic and assume they need the pill forever, when really they just stopped too fast. Worse, for some people, these pills are doing a serious job, protecting an ulcer from bleeding, protecting a damaged esophagus. Stopping suddenly in those cases can be genuinely dangerous. So the only move, is this. Take your questions to your doctor or pharmacist. Tell them how long you've been on it. Ask them, do I still need this? Could we check my B12 and magnesium? If it makes sense, could we lower it or come off it slowly and safely? Ask your doctor about alternatives and never stop a medication on your own. That sentence is the whole reason I made this video. Knowledge should make you a better partner to your doctor, not a frightened patient making a sudden risky decision alone in your kitchen. Let me bring it all together. These pills, omeprazole and its cousins, are powerful and genuinely helpful for the right person and the right length of time. Long-term, everyday use over many years is the situation that raises real questions. Possible low B12, possible low magnesium, and a dementia association that is debated, unproven, and mixed in the research. A reason to ask questions, not a reason to panic. There are gentler reflux approaches worth discussing. And the deadliest mistake isn't the pill, it's quitting it abruptly out of fear. If today's video helped clear the fog on this, the kindest thing you can do is make sure the people you love hear it too. There's a link in the description with that free question checklist and a few other plain language guides for taking charge of your health after 60. Share it with a friend who's been refilling that prescription for years without a second thought. It might be the nudge that gets them a conversation they really needed. Now let me leave you with this, friend to friend. Getting older doesn't mean handing your brain over to a pill bottle and hoping for the best. It means asking good questions, staying curious, and being a partner in your own care. You're never too old to understand your own medicine, and you're never too old to ask, is this still right for me? Everything I've shared today is general educational information. It is not medical advice, and it's not a diagnosis. I don't know your body, your history, or your prescriptions. Your doctor and your pharmacist do. So take these questions to them, have that conversation, and let them guide what's right for you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take good care of yourself, take care of that beautiful mind of yours, and I'll see you in the next one.